Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pleasant Hill, Missouri. This is Chad Grimmer, voice of the Harrisonville Wildcats, and we're excited to bring you new sports to 4Ts. We're going to be doing the softball district game. The 4-seeded Lady Wildcats taking on the top-seeded Nevada Lady Tigers here from Pleasant Hill, Skyline Field in Pleasant Hill, right across from the football stadium, and we are ready for some softball action. Let's give you some starting lineups real quick for the visiting Lady Wildcats. It will be Haley Ricker leading off and catching. It will be Hattie Wilson at second base, batting second. Batting third and playing third base will be Meadow Vassar, batting fourth. And playing shortstop will be Lucy Shopper, batting fifth and playing first base. Hannah Scott, batting sixth and playing center field. Alea Chasen, batting seventh, and pitching tonight will be Macy Butler, batting eighth and playing left field. Julia Abernathy, and batting ninth and playing right field will be Addison Sosley. For Nevada, it will be batting first, playing second base, Maggie Lejeune, batting second, playing center field, Bailey Ast, batting third and playing shortstop, Tylen Heathman. Batting fourth and catching will be Haley London. Batting fifth and playing first base, Claire Pritchett. Batting sixth and playing third base will be Kirsten Buck. Batting seventh and pitching will be Abby Hyder. Batting eighth and playing right field, Malia Hinton, and batting at ninth and playing left field, Madison Hyder. Those are the starting lineups for both squads as we are set for action. I believe we will have the national anthem coming up momentarily, so we will take a timeout for that. We want to thank all our great sponsors that make all these broadcasts possible. Lacey Dominic of Shelter Insurance, and Cam Chenoweth of American Family, the Dickey Cottage, your venue place, Forged by Fire Kitchen and Tap House, Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center, Sonic Drive-In, Susie Q Drive-In, Brad Sainer, Farmers Insurance, Health Turf Farms, Hawthorne Bank, Harrisonville Chamber of Commerce, C-Squared Custom Embroidery, Uptown Event Center, American Heritage Realtors, Sherwood Community Bank. Those are our great sponsors here. We're going to take a time out as the national anthem is started.
Every broadcast team has to look good. The 4T's crew is no different. That's why we trust C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing to outfit us for each broadcast. Offering full-service screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, banners, and more, they can take care of you. When you're looking for a company to make that next shirt, stop looking and call C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing at 660-885-2447 or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Skyline Field in Pleasant Hill, and it is softball districts for the Wildcats. It is Class 3 District 13 action here from Harrisonville. The winners will play Class 3 District 14, which was the number one seed was Odessa in that district. So we'll see how the district shakes out, but pretty solid 1 through 4 in this district. The 2, 3, and 4 players out of or teams in this district have all split with each other this year in Pleasant Hill, Warrensburg, and the Lady Wildcats. And I believe the Lady Wildcats won 2 out of 3 from Pleasant Hill as they beat them in the Greater Kansas City tournament at the beginning of the year as well. So Lady Cats being the 4 seed could still possibly win this thing. Obviously, a lot of people don't know much about Nevada. They are 12-8 on the season, and they play to the south more than they play north. They got stuck over in the northern district, though, because no other teams that size around them. So we're ready for some softball action. I keep wanting to say baseball, but it is softball. And Haley Ricker going to lead things off for the Lady Wildcats. She will be facing Abby Hyder of Nevada. Sorry, Abby Harder. So I did have it wrong. Had it right to begin with, I should say. So Abby Harder. And what a name for a softball pitcher. Abby Harder. So here we are, ready to rock and roll. Talked to Coach Hicks. I said, this will be my first softball game I've ever broadcast. And he said, it is a little bit more fast-paced than baseball. So we will be interested to see how this goes. First pitch was in there, so go on pitch 2. And this one is flied high to the shortstop. Settles under it is Heathman for out number 1. So 1 out, nobody on, and Hattie Wilson, lefty, coming to the plate. Back-to-back lefties for the Lady Wildcats to start things off. Harder on the mound for Nevada. Here we go, first pitch low for ball 1. This will be odd for us, too, because we have, if you see our view, if anybody out there watching, we are out in the outfield, so our scoreboard is over to our side, so I'm going to have to take good notes here, Jerry, to make sure I know where everybody's at. And the 1-0 is in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Harold Bass, the umpire behind the plate. A lot of people, I know Harold as well as my wife Angela would know him. He used to work officiating during the summer shootout season with us with Tri-Lake Shootouts and Coach Mercer. So actually Harold, I believe, is not behind the plate. He is on first base over there. So one of the 2 umpires. But I heard that name and immediately knew exactly who he was. So 1 ball, 2 strike count. 1 out here in the top of inning number 1. The 4 versus 1 in Class 3 District 13 softball action. Misha softball. Shout out to Jason West of Misha. We got our affiliate paperwork in the email today. A little nubber off the end of the bat, foul towards the Nevada dugout. Stays 1 ball, 2 strikes as Wilson fighting in there. So 1 out, nobody on. Top of the first. We are underway from Pleasant Hill. And here we await. Here is the 1-2. And it is nubbed again off the end of the bat. Foul down the third base line. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Wilson fighting in there for the Lady Wildcats. We're getting closer to Halloween. I'll get to that in just a second. Here's the 1-2 again, fouled off. So remember, guys, 2 great farms right around Harrisonville to go and take your family. You know, use one weekend, one the other weekend. You got Upcycled Orchard to the south of town, and to the north of town you have the Red Barn Farm. Go and check both of those places out. Real fun family entertainment. And this one's again fouled straight back this time. And it remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Never really concerned about pitch count in softball. It's a little bit different than when you have baseball. You got kids go 70, 80 pitches. You want to saying an illegal pitch. So Nevada coach is going to come out and chat about that one, see what's going on here. So they're going to have a conference, and I'll get back to my story about our great family farms in Harrisonville. You have the Red Barn Ranch, owned just north of town, owned by Matt Moreland, and he does a great job out there, always creating new things each and every year for the kids. And $7 admission, you can't beat that up there. They have all kinds of things, slides, they've got rides, everything up there. And to the south, you have the Upcycled Orchard and Pumpkin Patch, which is owned by Jeannie and Chad Middaugh, and they do a great job. They both of them great sponsors of Wildcat Athletics at 4Ts, and they have a bunch of stuff out there. Where the farm is located, anybody knows south of town where the farm is, that is where they are at. And this one is again fouled off and out of play, as Wilson is having a great at-bat here, fouling off those 1-2, spoiling those 1-2 deliveries. So Harder here in the circle, and here comes your 2-2. And again, fouled back. She's staying in there, hanging in tough. See Coach Hicks clapping his hands out there down third baseline like, keep going. It's a good at-bat. So Hattie Wilson at the plate, 1 out here in the top of inning number 1. And here comes the 1-2. This one sawed off down the left field line. Left fielder there in perfect position, Madison Hyder. And there's 2 outs in the top of the first.
Next up for Harrisonville, the third baseman, number 9.
Chad, the home plate umpire, I cannot think of his name, but he umpired as far back as when my oldest, Tommy, was playing baseball up at Raytown.
Jerry, I forget. See, it's just me and Jerry today. So we're in the friendly confines of the back of Jerry's van. So I was like, Jerry, we're going to put you on a microphone on you because you can add some good color commentary as well.
Well, it's always good to come out, get Coach Hicks is getting things going, and having an opportunity to see the girls play and to cover it. We really enjoy that.
Yeah, so and that's why we do this. You know, these kids, you know, and that's one of the reasons we added the packages we did this year is because we wanted to give the softball kids, the soccer kids, you know, the wrestling, and the sports that don't get a lot of publicity. We wanted to be able to give them some publicity. And this one is rolled up there, so a ball. 2 outs here, top of the first. You know, volleyball's coming up in a week or so. We were talking about going down there and doing districts volleyball. Lady Wildcats are the 4 seed. They play Clinton on a Monday night. And this one is nubbed to the second baseman. She can't come up with it. And on first is going to be Vassar with a, I'm assuming that's going to be an E4. That's what I'll call it.
Definitely has to be an E4 right at her. Just couldn't quite get a handle on it for the 3rd out of the inning. So we'll have a runner at first and 2 outs.
Lady Wildcats got a runner on in the top of the first. Would love to get that run home here to start things off. And Lucy Chopper at the plate. Leading hitter for the Lady Wildcats this year. I have to pull that information. Coach Hicks sent me an email with some information. I believe she's got 3 homers on the year for Lady Wildcats. Only Lady Wildcat with home runs this season. So she's got some pop, and that'd probably be why she's in that 4 hole, hitting close to 400 on the season. This one is fouled straight back over the backstop. Now, I parked behind the press box over there across the street, so I'm not thinking there's going to be a powerful straight back one that's going to reach the vehicle. If it does, I'm going to be in trouble when I get home tonight. Shopper up there, 1 strike to her in the top of the first. Vassar leads off a first, got on with an error by the second baseman. She's going to put this one in play down the third base line and foul. She'll have a 2-strike count. Going to have to protect here with 2 strikes. Now, Jerry, you know, we're doing softball, first softball game we've ever done together. I mean, we're both familiar with baseball. I don't know what's going to happen when we do a volleyball match.
Well, I'm not sure how that'll go, but I love fast pitch softball.
Absolutely. There's a ball. I keep trying to ask Angela if she would be my color commentator for volleyball. She's head coach for several years. She'd be the perfect person. She goes, yeah, but I may just say something I'm not supposed to say. I say, no, you'll do a great job. She goes, well, what if I don't agree with how a coach is doing something? I said, well, that'll be an interesting scenario. This one's fouled down the first base line and out of play. So she protects with 2 strikes and fouls it out of play. So Shopper still in there with 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the first. Nobody home yet.
One thing about the gals so far, of the first 2 made out, and then the next 2 have had a lot of foul balls with 2 strikes.
Even Hattie Wilson, the 2-hitter, had a great plate appearance. Now this one is driven out towards us, and everybody chasing. Nobody's going to get there. Runner past third, and she's going to dig for home. She's in there, and all the way to third is Shopper with a triple, and the Lady Wildcats lead it 1-0.
Nice effort by the center fielder, just couldn't quite get to it. Made a dive, but with as wet as the outfield is, the ball's not going to go far. So what happened of it in the scoring of the run was going to happen anyway.
So Cats jump out in front early with a 1-0 count. And, this is where it gets tricky for any team in a situation in districts. You may be thinking 1 seed. I don't know what the pitching's like with Nevada, but are they throwing their number 1 girl with thinking maybe, they're going to have to get to the championship game? A lot of times in the semifinals, you think you want to throw your number 1 to get to the championship. Two balls, no strikes, the count, and Hannah Scott up there for the Lady Wildcats. 1 run in already, and a runner on third in Shopper. And this one is sawed off to second base. Second baseman boots it into the outfield, and the Lady Wildcats lead 2-0.
That's probably going to go down as a hit there. That was up the middle and enough that I doubt if she's going to be able to get the throw over to first for the out. So that's probably going to be a hit and an RBI.
Would you guys know that Jerry had 4 kids play baseball? his knowledge, I know a lot about a lot of sports. Jerry's knowledge, Jerry's wheelhouse is baseball, and I do know this.
Well, since I'm kind of taking care of things, going to get in here and see if I can get the score updated. And the name came to me. His name is Candy, and I believe it's Candy Maldonado that is umpiring behind the plate. And Candy called up at Raytown when Tommy was playing there when he was like 7 years old.
So the Cats with 2 in here in the top of the first. Candy Maldonado. Wasn't there a pitcher named Candy Maldonado?
There might have been.
So a 1 strike count to Aaliyah Chasen. And I should have asked Coach Hicks before the game. That one was fouled back. 2 strike count now to Aaliyah. How to pronounce a couple of these names to get them right. But Chasen is what I'm going with. And if anybody's listening and thinks it's wrong, definitely message us on our live feed, and Jerry will let us know. So the Cats have batted 6 here in the top of the first and still going at it. This one's fouled deep and out of play. And the Cats are on it early here, up 2-0 top of the first. And that's what you want to do if you're the lower seed in any tournament. You want to jump on the top seed early and start putting a little doubt in their minds. And that one drills her on the kneecap. And Chasen is going to go to first base.
We've got an update on the home run situation. Macy Butler has a home run this year also.
The pitcher, number 15, Macy Butler.
I may need to email that to you. I've got the stat sheet, and then Jerry can pull it up for us. So a hit by pitch, and there's runners at first and second now with 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Carmen Ricker, I appreciate that update. Hope that you don't mind that I use your name on the broadcast. If so, it's too late now, huh?
So here we go. 2 outs in the top of the first. That one is fouled back. Shason. So Shason. I was close. I said Chasen, so Shason. Let's see the English language. I mean, CH is usually ch, and this time it's sh. So,
okay, just give it a rest. You screwed it up, and that's the way it is. I would have probably done the same.
And that one's outside. It looks like a 2-ball, 2-strike count now for Macy Butler, who, as Jerry had just said, has a homer this season as well. I was trying to pull that up and send over to Mr. Forschler here so we can take a look at those.
2 outs, 2 on, and 2 runs in. 2s are a little wild here.
2s are wild. She said it was a 2-2 count there, so I was off one. Again, I don't have my scoreboard. It's over to the side. If I miss one of those balls or strikes, we're in trouble. And this one is drilled to the shortstop. She cannot handle it. She's going to have to hurry to first and gets her at first for the out. The Cats bat 7. 2 hits, an error, 2 ladies left. And at the end of half an inning, Lady Wildcats lead 2-0. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Lacey Dom.
Hi, I'm Cameron Chenoweth with American Family Insurance.
And as I was saying before I was cut off, I'm Lacey Domnick with Shelter Insurance. As you can see, we're both competitors off the field. However, since we're Harrisonville alums, we both still love the Wildcats and this community.
So if you are looking for hometown insurance from your hometown agent, give me a call, Cameron.
No! Give me a call at 816-380-2700 for a shelter insurance quote today.
Or for the best quote, give me a call at 816-380-3996 for an American Family quote. We know you have options, so we want to team up to give you the best options in insurance.
All right, good top of the first for Lady Wildcats. Put 2 on the board, lead it 2-0 after a half an inning. Nevada coming up. It'll be Lejeune, Ast, and Heathman due up for the Lady Tigers of Nevada.
We go to the bottom of the first. The Lady Tigers coming to bat.
So, Lady Cats batted 7, almost got another one on. Just beat the runner to first. Did the throw. So Macy Butler on the bump for the Lady Wildcats here in the bottom of the first. The scouting report I did get from Nevada, or about Nevada, I should say. Coach Reeves from Pleasant Hill was telling me. She said they're pretty good. She said they can hit the ball. So we'll see how that offense goes here. This one's up and in. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The count to Lejeune. So bottom of the first, we're at Skyline Field in Pleasant Hill. Class 3 District 13 or softball, I should say. And that one stays upstairs too. 2-0 the count to Lejeune to start it for Nevada.
Your comments about the number 1 pitcher or the number 2, I'll see what she sends back to us, but I believe that whoever the number 1 pitcher is can also turn around and throw in 2 days.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, at the college level, a lot of those girls will pitch, a 3-game series in a row on a weekend. I know they've gone to having multiple. Leisure was hit by the pitch there, so right away Nevada gets a runner on and trying to answer back here in the bottom of the first. I'm going to give Coach Hicks a hard time. He said the softball's way faster paced than baseball. And here we are, just nobody out in the bottom of the first, and we're 20 minutes into a ball game. That one's upstairs, so Butler having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone early on as she went all balls on the first batter, and that one was high for the second one. She's trying to find that strike zone. And that one's upstairs too, so 2 balls, no strikes, the count. Bottom of the first. Nevada, the home team, the higher seed. 3-0 the count, so still nothing doing for the Lady Wildcats here.
Still trying to get that bunt down, and so far has pulled it back each time.
3-0, that one's upstairs, so ball 4. And quickly Nevada back with two batters on here in the bottom of the first. And that brings Tylen Heathman to the plate.
It's Oss on first. Batting third for Nevada, the shortstop, number 1, Tylen Heathman.
And Coach Hicks going to go out, I think, just, this is one of those trips to the mound by Coach Hicks where it's just like, ladies, we got a 2-run lead. Let's settle down here. Let's take care of business now.
Well, hopefully they will be able to. You're going to guess that with the number 3 hitter, you're probably going to get a bunt again. Not always, but still with nobody out, the opportunity to push 2 runners forward. You definitely need to get an out in that situation for the Lady Cats.
All right, so nobody out here in the bottom of the first with 2 on for Nevada.
Good meeting on the mound. Again, at bat, number 1, Tylen Heathman.
So Heathman up there. They got corrected up there, so I think Ed's probably up in the box and corrected the pronunciation, so I corrected mine as well. And she swings through that one.
Well, so much for my wisdom on the bunt, huh?
They never listen to us, Jerry. I'm telling you.
I just know that I'll get it after this pitch.
That one is fouled off the first base side, going to get out of play. It'll be a 2-strike count to Heathman.
A whole lot of years ago when we lived down in Joplin, I played some fast-pitch softball, and we had a super pitcher, and I loved to sit behind the plate. But when I came to the plate to bat, I wanted there to be a runner at first or third with nobody out so I could bunt because I could not hit a rise ball.
I don't know that I could hit a fast-pitch softball. Now, I've played some slow-pitch softball over the years, and I can take those over the fence. I think most people can if they try. And she strikes out. So struck out looking there. And there's 1 out in the bottom of the first. And that's kind of just what the doctor ordered for the Lady Wildcats. Now if you get a force out at third here, keep that runners at first and second, you can get out of this inning or maybe even roll 2. So Lunding is up there. This one gets by, and that takes that away as it gets by the catcher and to the backstop. Ricker couldn't handle it, so that was a little down and in. Bounces away. And so that means second and third now with 1 out here. Now another strikeout would be what the doctor ordered for the Lady Wildcats. One's upstairs, so a 2-ball count. Butler on the mound. Lacey Butler for the Lady Wildcats. Inside corner, got it, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 1-2 the count here in the bottom of the first. 1 out, and runners on second and third for the Lady Tigers of Nevada. Upstairs, 3-1. So Nevada not put one in play yet. And that one, maybe an ill-advised throw there is snap throw down, goes over the head of the catcher and into the outfield, and Nevada gets one back and moves a runner up to third. So a 2-1 score now in the bottom of the first inning. And a runner at third. Fouled back. Lundeen at the plate here. 2 strikes on her. 1 out in the bottom of inning number 1. And this one is drilled in the left field, base hit. That'll score the run. And we're all knotted back up in the bottom of the first.
Next up the bat for Nevada. The first base.
She put a nice swing on that one, line drive right between the third baseman and the shortstop into left field for the RBI single.
It's a little low for a ball. Left-handed hitting Pritchett here, the first baseman. Runner at first and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Swings right through that one. You know, and I told Coach Hicks, too, we needed a nice, tidy, quick game tonight because I don't know if anybody knows, but, you know, Chiefs do play at 7:15 tonight.
Yes, they do. In my normal seat up at Buffalo Wild Wings, I'm not sure. I may just make it back to Harrisonville for tonight's game.
This one's outside. So bottom of the first, 2-2 our score in the Class 3 District 13 softball tournament here. Semifinal action. Lady Wildcats won 11-0 over Clinton last night to advance to the semis. Swings through that one for strike 2. So Pritchett has 2 strikes on her. Cats would like to get her out here. And she swings through it for strike 3. So 2 strikeouts in the inning. And, you know, it's the same adage in baseball. Walks will hurt you. Those 2 walks, a hit by pitch and a walk, have both scored for Nevada. Lundeen is the only one that's gotten a base hit. She's got the RBI to tie it up. 1 ball count here. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Inside and low, 2 balls, no strikes.
Nice evening here in Pleasant Hill. Sunshine, but yet a little bit cool.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Yeah, you know, you get to this time of year, too, you just never know what the weather's going to produce. It could be 38 and windy and rain, or it can be 65 and sunny. And this one is driven into left field, down the left field line, and out of play foul, and it'll even it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. So bottom of the first inning here, Lady Cats and Nevada are knotted up at 2 apiece. Cats got on the board first in the top of the first. Couple of hits and then an error. And Nevada's answered back with a couple of walks that have come in, and this one is lined into left field and down the line foul. Hard to see that left field line from our vantage point. We're over in right center field. Almost straight away right field, really. And hard to see that line over there, but it was foul. And we'll do the 2-2 all over again. Upstairs, ball 3, so 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. Nevada hitters are definitely making Macy Butler work for it here in the bottom of the first. This one is driven into left field. Left fielder in, not going to be able to come up with it. Takes it on 1 hop. They throw behind the runner, and over to third base they get her, and she is out. So the base hit and the throw to third gets them, and at the end of 1, 2-2 our score.
Event spaces come in all shapes and sizes. Finding the one that is just right can be a hassle. Not anymore. The Dickey Cottage is perfect for those extra large family gatherings, birthday parties, baby showers, and more. With a large kitchen to use, a giant dining room for everyone, and a living room area with a big screen, there is sure to be room for everyone to relax and feel right at home. So the next time you need a venue that is just right, call Sonia at 816-925-0588 and book your date today. The Dickey Cottage, the venue place.
All right, so that inning ends with a 7-6-5 put out. They threw behind the runner. She was headed to third. The snap throw over to third was able to get the tag down. Were the Lady Cats, and they got out of the inning, but Nevada was able to tie it up. And Nevada did it with a couple of walks and a hit. They actually got 2 hits with that last one coming, but nothing doing with that last hit. So those walks come back to bite the Lady Wildcats, and after one, we're knotted at 2 apiece. For the Lady Wildcats, it'll be Abernathy, Sosley, and Ricker for them. Anybody gets on back to Wilson. You know, Wilson had a great at-bat that first inning, battling through, couldn't get the hit, but was able to see a lot of pitches from the pitcher Harder. And Harder back out there for number 2.
Wonder just a little bit on that ball to left field a while ago. She kind of came in a little bit and then gave up on it. Not sure how much the sun played a part in that, but it worked out okay for the out.
Yeah, it did. And you look out that way, that sun is probably right smack in her eyes. A lot of people get probably turned around in Pleasant Hill, but we're looking due north from our vantage point here.
Number 7, Julia Abernathy.
The sun right out to the west, and Abernathy up there. Takes outside and high, ball 1. Top of the second we go in the Class 3 District 13 semifinals. Winner gets the winner of Warrensburg and Pleasant Hill, who play after this one. This one's a little nubber. And the second baseman again has trouble. That's the third one she's had trouble with here in the ball game. And that's going to put a runner on first for the Lady Wildcats. And I will be the first to defend the second baseman. That was a nubber off the bat. And, Jerry, that's one of those things. Jerry shut the door. They're playing catch over on the side. We don't really need one coming in hot over here. So the bunt down, but it was foul.
Well, you called it a little bit a nubber, but the ball had spin on it.
Yeah.
And the spin a lot of times is so tough on grass, but also on dirt. It just gains momentum, and it'll just bounce away from you.
Top of the second, 2-2 our score, runner on for the Lady Cats. And there's a line shot right at the second baseman to second for 1, back to first. No double play, but they were able to get the lead runner. And, you know, we talked about Leisure having trouble with a couple of those. She fielded that one cleanly, and that was a rocket shot at her and able to spin and get one of the outs.
For Harrisonville, the catcher, number 6, Haley Ricker.
So back to the top of the order, and Haley Ricker, she popped out to the shortstop her first time up. So 1 out in the second.
Ricker started the day batting .431.
So good leadoff hitter. You know, Coach Hicks has been around the Wildcat softball and baseball program for years, and they've always had some good leadoff hitters. Back when I was doing all the baseball games, first one that comes to my mind is Seth Bailey. He was a definite table setter, and that lineup was brutal from 1 to 9. Nobody wanted to face those guys. So here we go with the pitch, and looks at it and holds off, and a strike called. Looking for that little slap hit. So runner on first and 1 out here, top of the second. She Gets a hold of it, fouls it straight back and into the catcher's mitt as she was able to get on top of that one. So she pops out to the catcher and 2 down, and that brings us back to Hattie Wilson.
Hattie started the day batting .278.
And she had an excellent first at bat. This one's right back to the pitcher, though, over to first. And able to dig it out is the first baseman, Pritchett, and that'll end the threat for the Cats in the second. So, an error, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the second, and 2-2 our score.
There is only one place in Harrisonville that you can see every Wildcat game, home or away, on the big screen. That's at Forged by Fire. If you're unable to make the journey to the game, stop in and watch the game with fellow Wildcat fans. Check them out every other night as well during the week with nightly specials and a full menu that is sure to make your mouth water. Forged by Fire is Harrisonville's premier restaurant, and remember, it's your Friday night Wildcat headquarters before, during, and after the game.
All right, we go to the bottom of the second. 2-2 our score here from Pleasant Hill Skyline Field. And the Lady Wildcats and Nevada tied up at 2 apiece. Abernathy got on with an error in the top of the second, then a fielder's choice by Sosley, and then Ricker popped out. And Wilson grounded out, and that ended the threat in the second. She lined it, grounder to the pitcher, did Wilson. I was processing in my mind as I was thinking of what she just did. So the 1-3 ground out. So Harder going to lead things off. This one's a little bit upstairs from Butler. 1 ball, no strike to count. 2-2 here. Bottom of the second. Winner goes to the district championship game tomorrow night at 6 p.m. And I'll have to give a hard time to Misha when they set these schedules because I'm not a fan of the 6 p.m. first pitch tomorrow night on a Friday night when you know it's football season. You're getting closer to the end of the season, conference races in mind. A lot of people are not going to come to the softball game because they're going to go to the football contest, and that does no favors to the ladies that are out here working their rear ends off. That's just my 2 cents. This one's popped up on the first base side and going to get out of play. Should say it wasn't first base side. It went right back behind us. It looked like the first base side from our vantage point. But you know me, I can get on my soapbox every once in a while. But I remember back in the day, Jerry, where Fridays were strictly football Fridays for all schools. You know, you didn't have soccer games on Fridays and softball games, volleyball matches. Like Friday night was the football night. Everybody went to the football game, and that's no longer the case. And I'm not taking anything away from any other sport, but they don't get that publicity as much because on a Friday night, nobody's at their games because everybody's at the football games on a Friday night. So that does no favors for the kids. And this one's inside and up for a ball.
So many times anymore, nobody wants to work on the weekend. We don't have track meets on the weekend anymore because you can't get people to work them, and nobody wants to go on the weekend when more people could go and watch.
So there's a strikeout right there by Butler. She's starting to kind of find her groove here in the second. You know, she had a rough start with a couple of those walks, but gets another K. That's her 3rd strikeout of the ball game. That brings up Hinton. But, yeah, I agree with you 100% there, Jerry, is you just, you know, we've adjusted. I guess we've adjusted maybe a little bit to society. It just, everything seems a little bit more spread out. I've talked about that. Basketball, same way in the fall or in the winter. they'll have a game on a Tuesday night, and you're like, well, where's everybody at? Well, the girls are playing on Tuesday night as well, and then you got your freshmen and JV playing somewhere else, and everybody's all spread out, and there's not those big crowds. Back in the day when I was in high school, we had both varsities and a JV would play the same night, and the freshman teams would play, and the other JV would play the night before that, and you would have huge crowds. Comes the pitch from Butler. And that is ball 4. So kind of Jekyll and Hyde. I jinxed Macy Butler there, said she's starting to find her groove, and then the quick walk there. So now a runner on first and one away. A little bit Jekyll and Hyde-ish from from Butler here in the early going. 3 Ks, but also 2 walks and a hit batter. And this one is lined right at third baseman. She got it and snapped to first for the double play. So that ends the threat real quickly as a line out and double up the runner at first. So into 2, we're tied at 2. We'll be right back.
What is one of your most precious commodities these days? Time. With kids' events, family events, and everything in between, time is precious. So why drive hours and spend an entire day to save $20? Shop local and find your home appliances right in Harrisonville at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. They deliver and can service any issues that can arise. By doing that, you're putting money right back into the community. So stop wasting family time and go see the staff that treats you like their family at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center on Plaza Drive, right behind Hawthorne Bank.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We go to the third. 2-2 our score. Both teams score 2 in the first by different means. The Cats got a couple of hits after an error, and then for Nevada, they capitalized on a couple of walks. They got a couple of hits in there as well, so different ways to score those runs, but we go to the third, and it's 2-2 score. So Vassar starts us off. It'll be Vassar, Shopper, Scott. Anybody gets on Chasen.
Vassar batting .265 on the year.
And reached in the first on an error by the second baseman. Comes low and outside, ball 1. Like Jerry said a little bit ago, you can tell it's a nice sunny evening. Sun setting to our west. This one is fouled out of play on the third base side off the roof of the Nevada dugout. And a 1-1 count coming up. So Vassar, Shopper, Scott due up. And the pitch from Harder. Again, fouled out of play on the third base side. So 2 strikes on the number 3 hitter, Vassar, for the Lady Wildcats. And this one goes up the middle. Diving stop by the second baseman, Leisure, but not in time over to the first baseman. So she's redeemed herself. Last couple of plays at second base for Leisure have been great ones. She had a hot shot in the second, and there a diving stop. Going to give a base hit to Vassar there. But she has a diving stop there, just couldn't quite get the speedy Vassar at first. So Vassar on again, and that brings up Shopper. Vassar scored a run in the first as well.
Shopper started the day batting .389.
So Shopper 389, and we talked about, I believe she has those 3 home runs as well on the season. So she's got a little pop in that bat. She had a triple her first time up and scored Vassar, and this one's in the gap too to right center field. This is going to roll all the way in front of us here, and around third and headed to score is Vassar for the second time tonight, and the Lady Wildcats regain the lead 3-2 on the double.
She had 2 doubles and 2 triples coming into the night, so now she's added 1 of each.
She's a triple and a double in the first 3 innings and 2 RBIs. More importantly, the go-ahead run for the Lady Cats, and that brings Scott to the plate, and she had an RBI single her first time up.
283 her batting average starting the night.
One was inside, got away from the catcher, but Shopper was not able to get over to third. So inside ball 1, and this one stays inside as well. 2 balls, no strikes, the count to Hannah Scott. So the 4 and 5 hitters doing the damage so far for the Lady Cats have all 3 RBIs for the Lady Wildcats. High and inside ball 3. So a 3-0 count coming for Scott. Got to think she's probably taking here 3-0. I don't know the rules as much at fast pitch. If you're taking 3-0 like you would in baseball, I'm assuming they're pretty similar.
Probably going to depend on the hitter, how they're swinging, how they're seeing the ball.
And that one's inside and low, ball 4. And a good job right there by Shopper on the misplay by the catcher to move up to third base. So first and third now for the Lady Wildcats. And we are going to have a visit on the mound. And they may be switching things up here. I'm not sure. He was pointing at the catcher. Maybe he's just talking to the catcher, just telling her to calm down a little bit. So 4-pitch walk from Scott. And now it's first and third here in the top of the third. And the Lady Cats lead it 3-2. In the winner of this ball game, we'll get the winner of Pleasant Hill and Warrensburg, who are coming up after this one. So, Shason at the plate. Runners on the corner. She was hit by a pitch her first time up. Here comes the pitch, and this is dribbled foul on the first base side. It'll be a 1-strike count to Shason. Shopper at third. Over at first is Scott. 1 run already in for the Lady Wildcats. And this one is sawed off right over the glove and off the glove of the shortstop into left field. And another run in and a single for Shason there and an RBI. So the Cats now lead 4-2 here in the third.
Runner scores. Harrisonville 4-2. Runs at first and second.
So that brings Butler, the pitcher, could help her cause here, get a couple of runs in with a nice stroke from Butler. She does have a homer on the year. Some inside and low, ball 1. So Chase, go ahead.
She started the year batting .321. 6 RBI.
Runners at first and second.
6 hit, a couple of doubles.
That one's through there for a strike. So Lady Cats just 1 out here in. Actually, I don't know if there are any outs yet here in this inning. Still nobody out, actually. This one gets away. That's going to move the runners up 60 feet. I believe it's 60 feet, correct, Jerry?
Softball, you couldn't prove it by me.
I think it's 60 feet bases and 46 feet on the pitcher's mound, but I could be wrong because that wouldn't be the first time. So now runners at 2-1 count to Butler and runners at second and third. Nobody out here in the third. And Butler puts it in play but foul down the third base line. 2-2 count to her here. She's going to have to protect now with runners at second and third. So Shason at second, Scott at third.
She can just get the ball in play to the right side, get another run in.
And she puts it in play. Now, runner is caught in a rundown at third. Coach Hicks not happy with that one as she was a little bit too far off of third base. So now you have runners at first and second with one out.
Not sure. Sometimes the third base coach will have told them that on contact on the ground you're going, but generally a ball that's going to be right there at the third baseman, you're going to have to hold and wait for the throw to first.
It's like Taylor Fordyce comes over to the special runner on first for the pitcher, so the courtesy runner. Runners at first and second, now one out after the fielder's choice by Butler.
This Abernathy
This is Abernathy.
started the night batting .300.
Runners at first and second. One out here in the top of the third. Cats have put two home already and lead it 4-2. That was in there for a strike. So we await the pitch coming from Harder here. And a swing through it by Abernathy. She's going to strike out, and that'll put two outs now and runners on first and second.
Now back for Harrisonville, the right fielder, Addison Southway.
You know, Scott got caught off a third there. This one is a little looper right at the pitcher. She's able to haul it in, and that is a pop out to the pitcher by Sosley. And as we go to the bottom of the third, Cats lead 4-2.
Everyone needs a kickstart at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So go see the team at Sonic of Harrisonville to kick away those afternoon blues with an ice-cold soda full of caffeine to kickstart that energy. The best part, 2 to 4 p.m. is happy hour, so you can kick away the cobwebs for half price. And while you're at it, don't forget to grab an afternoon snack with some cheesy bites or jalapeno poppers. Also, go to the4ts.com and sign up for the Wildcat Kick Contest. So kick away those afternoon blues and get to Sonic today.
All right, welcome back. We go to the bottom of the third. Skyline Field in Pleasant Hill. Lady Wildcats lead the Lady Tigers of Nevada 4-2 as we head to the bottom half of inning number 3. Nevada was able to answer back with two of their own in the bottom of the first to tie it up. Now they're going to try to answer with two more or more here in the bottom of the third as Butler on the mound for the Lady Wildcats in the bottom of inning number 3. So we'll have back to the top of the order here in the third for Leisure, Ast, and Hethman. So Leisure, Ast, and Hethman for Nevada. First pitch, ball.
Butler, 7-7 on the year, 7 wins, 7 losses. Didn't know if you had that information earlier. 38 strikeouts.
She's probably their workhorse with 14 starts this season. 2-0 count to Leisure, and that one in there for strike number 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike the count.
She has the one hit by pitch. She only had 2 of those the entire season in 63 innings pitched.
And that one's upstairs, ball 3. And you wonder a little bit, maybe with the district semifinal game, a little bit of nerves early on. That can always creep in. That was in there for a strike. And Nevada, very selective on their pitches, and you've noticed that here in the ball game. They're not afraid to take a bunch of them, as yet Leisure has not took that bat off the shoulder here, and we got a 3-2 count. Finally does, and this one's popped straight up. Ricker not going to get to it as it goes out of play behind the plate, and we'll go 3-2 again. So like we said, Lady Wildcats lead it 4-2 here in the bottom of the third. This one's upstairs, ball 4. So another walk issued by Butler. So that's her third walk, fourth base runner allowed by either hit by pitch or walk for Butler. Brings Ost to the plate. That one's inside, low ball 1, so 1 ball, no strikes to count. Leisure at first for Nevada. 1-0 count coming from Ost. Upstairs, ball 2, and it's a 2-0 count. 2 balls, no strikes to count.
It's a good thing you guys don't have a camera on us to see us in here trying to get this mosquito that's plaguing our area or workspace here.
I know, because if I don't get it, it'll bite me about 7 times. A bite, sting, whatever, draw blood, whatever mosquito does. And that's a 4-pitch walk from Butler, and this is the way the first inning led off for Nevada. 2 walks. And like that, it's now 2 runners on in the bottom of the third inning. Just talking things through at the mound.
Sure, Coach Hicks probably had one of the gals, hey, go out there, talk to her just a little bit. I really don't want to come to the mound here and have another visit. So maybe she can settle down a little bit here and get a little bit of that groove that you were talking about earlier. Zone doesn't seem to be real tight, but it's hard to tell from out here in the outfield.
This one's upstairs for a ball. I mean, and if you look down the lineup for Nevada, they're going the second time through now. It's a lot of walks and a lot of Ks. I said they haven't put a lot in play. They're going to make you throw strikes. Now this one's popped up, and Ricker goes down hard, maybe slid out from underneath her. I'm not sure what happened there. Might have took a fall on the backside and maybe knocked the wind out of her, trying to get her breath back here. On her feet here, ready to, I think, go back to action. So gets a little round of applause from the fans up there.
As she came out, it seemed that her cleats didn't help her out at all. And out in the outfield, they've had some rain, but everything is very, very firm. And that's the way it looked, is that the infield's kind of firm up there, and her feet just didn't.
And if you have cleats on a hard infield that doesn't have a lot of give, it's like running on concrete with cleats, almost like ice skates. So a strike the count to Hethman as she struck out looking her first time up. They fire that one back to the pitcher, but good heads up play right there by Hattie Wilson to go over and cut that one off. This one has popped up again on the first base side and just catches the top of the screen. Goes out of play, and a 2-strike count coming up for Hethman. Strikeout would be just what the doctor ordered for Macy Butler right here. Get that first out and keep that runner on second.
keep the force intact to try and have an opportunity for a double play or an easy force.
And there's a chopper to the shortstop. She misplays it, going to roll into the outfield, and the runner going to go home, and they fire it back into the pitcher. It'll stay first and second, but an RBI single.
She scorched that one right at the shortstop. The only problem is the runner from second was taking a path through there. I thought Coach Hicks might come out and make a little bit of an appeal on the situation that maybe it's interference. There was no contact by the runner, but it sure made it hard for her to keep concentration on the ball.
Give her a base hit and an RBI on that one in my book. And that gets them back to within one. And again, another walk has came back to bite the Lady Wildcats. Lunding is up at the plate with runners on, nobody out, and this one is through there, and this one's going to go all the way to the fence as it gets past the shortstop or the left fielder as well. It's going to go down as a triple and 2-run score.
Wasn't the bases loaded?
No, the runner had scored. So
Gotcha. Okay, so 2 runs in.
So Nevada answers back in the bottom of the third and takes a 5-4 lead on the Lunding triple.
For the Lady Tigers, to the first baseman, number 15, Claire Pritchett.
Unfortunate that ball is hit so hard and the left fielder let it just get past her.
I'm thankful for Jerry's van tonight, though, for a couple of reasons as we're out here in the outfield. Number one, we're inside the back of the van, so the wind is not a factor for us. And number two, with that wind not being a factor, when that sun goes down, it'll stay a little bit warmer for us back here. Brings up Pritchett. She struck out her first time up. She's got a runner at third with nobody out. Strike is in there. Owens upstairs for a ball.
Left-handed hitter here, she's going to hope that she can pull something to the right side to get that run home. We'll see if she's able to get around on it or not.
The strike. So a couple of strikes to Pritchett. Mentioned she struck out her first time up. Be another good strikeout for the Lady Cats here to get an out in the bottom of this third inning, as Nevada already has 3 runs home. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So that was what the doctor ordered, her second strikeout of the game.
Now up for Nevada, the third baseman, number 18, Kirsten Buck.
So Kristen Buck to the plate now with 1 out and a runner on third. Buck had a single her last time up, but was all for naught as it was a single into left field. Left fielder was able to throw back to third, or throw to second and then down to third to get that out on the bases. Therefore a strike.
See if I can get zoomed in on the third baseman and see that the sun is just wicked on them. She's holding her glove or her bare hand right in front of her face, so it's definitely hard for them to see.
And that's a rocket shot to the fence and off the fence. Quickly in by the Lady Wildcats, but a run will score, and that brings 4 in now here in the bottom of the third. It's a 6-4 ball game. So Nevada's answered back and added 2 more and lead at 6-4. Now a runner on second with 1 out here in inning number 3. That brings up the pitcher Harder, who could help herself out with a base hit here. It's a pop-up on the infield shortstop over under it for out number 2. So pop out to the shortstop. That brings up Hinton
Now batting the right
with
fielder,
2 outs.
5, Malia Hinton.
That ball was hit high enough in the air that the sun was not a factor for the shortstop bringing that one in.
Goes down to third, and she's going to get home as that one gets away from the third baseman.
Third baseman tried to make the swipe tag, and when she did, the ball got away and over toward the fence, allowing the run to go ahead and score.
So now a 5 spot on the board. Coach Hicks slowly walking out there. We'll see if we have a pitching change here. Sure what we got going on.
Not sure that the way Ricker came out from behind the plate, that the ball didn't get her bare hand in some way on the throw from third.
So we have stuff going on. Sure what they're doing here. Ricker getting beat up a little bit. Haley's going to feel it tomorrow. She's had a couple of...
The life of a catcher. She's been through it for years.
So 5 in here. Nobody on now for Nevada. 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. And Nevada leads at 7-4. Goes upstairs.
Hate not being able to see the scoreboard. You lose track of pitches when one gets thrown to third and then the batter comes back several minutes later.
He's done a pretty good job of showing the count at times for us. And that was ball 4. So another walk issued. That one to Hinton. She's walked twice in the ball game. And that brings up Hyder, who lined out to third and was part of a double play back at first. As they lined out to third, and the third baseman was able to throw it over to first to double up the runner in the second. Goes upstairs.
Two pitches in a row that she's coming forward like she's going to slap that ball. 2 balls just a little bit higher than her liking.
A lot of times they like, with that slap, they kind of like to chop down on the ball, so they like it a little bit higher. That one's a strike through there. 2 ball, 1 strike count. 2 outs, bottom of the third, 5 runs in for Nevada, and they lead at 7-4. And now a 2 strike count, 2 balls, 2 strikes the count, 2 outs in the bottom of the third. A little dribbler foul on the third base side. So we'll do the 2-2 again.
See if we can get one of those little slap balls right back at one of our infielders for an out to first, get back in and get the bats going.
Cats have shown they can score some runs and hit the ball here in this ball game. That's what they're going to have to do to get back in this one. One's a little bit low. We're going to have a full count with a runner, Hinton, on first.
She'll get the advantage of the running start here.
So we await the 3-2. And that was ball 4. Throw down, but to no avail as it was a walk, and in safely to second goes Hinton.
Now batting for Nevada, the top of the order, the number 1 hitter, Maggie Leisure.
Hello and welcome back. I was asking Jerry a question there. We are in the bottom of inning number 3. Cats trying to get out of it here. Walks have been a culprit of the Lady Cats here tonight that have caused several of the runs. 5 walks and a hit batter by Butler in this one, and this one is driven into left field. Left fielder over under it, and that'll do it in the third, but the damage has been done. 5 runs in, and Nevada takes a 7-4 lead into the fourth.
So after 3.
Everybody loves the old-fashioned drive-in. Well, guess what? Susie Q's has opened up in the Old Peculiar Drive-In location across from the Frog Barn and Peculiar. Go in, get the signature Susie Q, you know, the one that's so big they barely fit in the basket. While you're at it, at the Tenderloin. So next time you think, man, I wish I had an old drive-in, remember, there's one 5 minutes up I-49 in Peculiar at Susie Q's.
All right, welcome back. We go to inning number 4, and the Lady Wildcats trail 7-4. Got to get the bats going here in this inning to try to get back at it. And it'll be top of the order for the Lady Cats. They've gone through the order twice. So, Ricker, Wilson, Vassar. Anybody gets on Shopper, that's where a lot of the damage has been done, is that 3, 4, 5. Ricker over 400 on the year. It'd be good to get her on. She has popped out to the catcher and popped out to the shortstop into this one. And Wilson up second. She is grounded back to the pitcher. And flown out to left field. I have a nice whelp on my forehead, I think, from a mosquito that got me.
Ricker tied for second with RBI. She'll be up there trying to get on to set the table for someone else to get an RBI in this inning.
Ricker swiped at that one, no avail. 1 strike the count on her. Harder in there for Nevada, still pitching. Here we come with the pitch. Strike 2, so 2-strike count. Ricker going to have to protect here.
Ricker, one of only 4 girls that have played in all 20 games this year for the Wildcats, the Lady Cats.
Now slapped down to third. Able to get her at first on the play was Buck. Buck to Pritchett for the 5-3 putout.
Number 10, Hattie Wilson.
So it brings up Wilson. Again, she's flat out to left field and grounded back to the pitcher. Shows bunt. Sun just about behind the horizon over there. Everybody's fighting. Coach Hicks has got a hat on, sunglasses, and he's still got his hand up fighting the sun over there on the third base side. That one's in there for a strike. So 1 out here, top of the 4th. Cats trail 7-4 to Nevada. The 1 versus 4 matchup in this district. Winner gets the winner of Pleasant Hill and Warrensburg. This is a slap into the outfield to left field. Left fielder down on the ground and has to hurry it and toss it over to the left fielder to get it in. But that was going to be a double for Wilson. Heads up running by Wilson as well to know that the center fielder was kind of taking her time.
Third baseman, number 9, Meadow Vassar.
Ost fell down. Brings up Vassar. One's outside to her. She hadn't single her last time up and scored a run. You'd like to set the table for Shopper. She's got a double, a triple, and 2 RBIs on the night. Should be the tying run if you get her up there with a couple of runners on. So 1 on, 1 out in the top of the 4th for the Lady Cats.
Vassar has 10 RBI on the season, and she is tied for 3rd with that number 10 of RBI for the Lady Cats.
Downstairs, I believe it's a 3-0 count now for the number 3 hitter, Vassar. She reached on an error in the first, and in the third, she was able to get a single and score. And there's a strike in there, so 3-1 the count. Top of the 4th. Cats trail 7-4. And that's a ball downstairs, and that'll bring Shopper to the plate, the cleanup hitter, with 2 RBIs already on the night. She also has a triple and a double.
Number 11, Lucy Shopper.
Shopper, the RBI leader this season, with 17 for the Lady Cats. She'll be up there with a couple on base for an opportunity for RBI here.
Was fouled back, and of course these are before last night's game too, so a couple of them might have got some RBIs last night, beating Clinton 11-1 or 11-0, I should say. So Shopper has some ducks on the pond, trying to get them home here as the Cats trail by 3. This one is bounced up there. A 1-1 count.
Nice job by Wilson there at second. That ball hit out in front of the plate. She got a good secondary with a couple of extra steps in case that ball bounces away.
This one's inside. So I was going to say Harder's probably playing it safe against Shopper, who has done the most damage, but the way she chucked that ball back into her glove, talking to herself, I don't think that's what her intention is here. One's foul down the third base line in front of the Nevada dugout. So you got Wilson at second, Vassar at first, and Shopper at the plate. Cats trail by 3, 2 on, 1 out in the top of the 4th. Upstairs ball 3, so we got a full count coming up for Shopper. So full count coming up. Coming into districts, 12-8 was Nevada on the year. 8-13 coming into the game tonight were the Lady Wildcats. Jerry's getting some mosquitoes for me, thankfully, because I've already got a big old whelp on my forehead. That was ball 4, so 1 out, bases juiced after the walk there.
Now batting first baseman, number 8, Hannah Scott.
So Cats need to answer, get some of these runs home, and Hannah Scott is up. She got a single and an RBI her first time up and a walk last time up. First pitch to her is down the third base line, just foul. That would have plated a couple.
Hannah with 11 hits prior to last night's game of her 13. If she can get one on the outfield grass, score at least 1 run.
That change up there makes it an 0-2 count. She swung right over the top of that, did Scott. She's got 2 strikes. She's going to have to protect here. 1 out.
That was a good-looking change by the pitcher from Nevada.
One goes high and upstairs. So, cats all around. Wilson, Vassar, Shopper on the pond for Scott. She puts it in play down the third baseline, just foul again. Coach Hicks comes up with that one. And we'll do it again. So again, Scott with 2 strikes going to have to protect here. So 4 bases loaded, and this one bounces up there. Well, that makes it a 2-2 count. So bases loaded, 2-2 our count.
I believe the sun's finally down to where it's not going to affect anything for the rest of the game.
And that makes it a full count, as down in the zone is Harder again. She's brought it full here. Nowhere to put Scott. And the Cats would be happy to take a walk here and walk a run in. So full count coming with 1 out and the bases juiced. And this one's a fly ball into shallow right field. It's going to drop. And they're going to have to throw to second. They get the force out as everybody had to hold up there. And a run comes in. It'll be runners on the corner and 2 outs now. So a run in. RBI base hit by Scott.
Center fielder, number 12, Aaliyah takes home.
And that's a tough play for Shopper there, where it falls. But she needed to be able to read that one a little bit more, knowing that nobody was going to get there, because there was nobody near second base when it originally fell. And this one is off the end of the bat. That's going to bounce back and go foul. Show you how much top speed you can get on a ball. That one bounced it about the circle and rolled backwards.
Little surprised that the catcher lets that spin take it foul, because if she comes out and gets it fair, the base runner has not been able to run past her because she has fair game at the ball, but she lets it go foul, so we'll do it again.
One's out for a ball. So ball and a strike, they count. So we got Scott on first. Over at third is Vassar. Fouled straight back off the top of the press box and rolls back down. Shason at the plate. She's been hit by a pitch, and she's got a single and an RBI. Cats would like another RBI here from Shason. So here we go. This one's put in play to the shortstop. She'll fire to first for the out, and that ends the Cat threat in the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Cats trail 7-5.
At Farmers, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a swing set standoff. And we covered it. July 1st, 2015. Talk to Farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Farmers Insurance, Bradley Sainer, in the A-frame at 1808 North Commercial Street in Harrisonville.
All right, we go to the bottom of the fourth. Cats get 1 back, but trail at 7-5. This is where you'd like to keep Nevada's bats cold here and start chopping away at that 3-run deficit. They cut it to 2, and the Cats' bats have been pretty solid here tonight.
So a little bit of time for chopping wood.
A little bit of time for chopping wood.
For Nevada, either 2, 3, and 4 batters. Bailey Aust, Kylan Huffman, and Haley Again, the 2-3-4 batters in the bottom of the fourth.
So the 2-3-4 due up for Nevada. Ost, Heathman, Lundine. I'll be interested to see what the pronunciation of that one is. I think I probably butchered it a couple of times. So Ost up there first. First pitch ball. And again, you know, patient hitters from Nevada, they have taken a ton of pitches in this one. And this one's put in play down the third base line and foul. I shouldn't say put in play because technically it's just dribbled foul. If it was put in play, it would be fair. But it's been a while since I've called a baseball or softball game, so I got to get back in the swing of it, Jerry.
You didn't practice once you decided we were doing this and we made the go on it. You didn't practice?
I didn't, so that is definitely my fault. That one's upstairs for a ball. In Nevada, you know, I said they've taken a lot of pitches, but a lot of that's got to be attributed to the fact that Butler has struggled with her strike zone here tonight, and they're like, make her pitch to you. That one goes way high. 3 balls and a strike. That count now to Austin. She's got a walk on the day. She got 2 walks, actually, I believe. And it's a ball 4, so she's on for the 3rd time, and 3rd time she's been on with a walk. Like, make her pitch to you. That one goes.
Now batting number 1, the shortstop, Tylen Heffman.
So Tylen Heffman. Runner on first, nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th.
I think I startled Chad here. I fired that up a little bit on my phone just to make sure everything's going out there properly. Filming, running the computer, making sure it's going on. And it all kind of come back inside and makes it sound really weird.
That was a line shot up the middle for a base hit. And first to third goes Ost. And a base hit by Heffman. She's got a couple of singles now in the ball game and has struck out. She's 2 for 3.
She hit the line drive right over second base there into center field. Right at the center fielder, so a single is all she could get out of it.
So Lundine up now for the Lady Tigers. It's a little bit downstairs. Nobody out here in the 4th. And runners at the corner and a 2-0 count for Nevada. So Cats trying to keep it at 2. Nevada trying to add to their lead. Upstairs, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, the count. So we wait the 3-0 coming up. Upstairs, so a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are full of Tigers.
Sometimes putting one right down the middle on a 3-0 count, you might be better off to get the walk out of that to load the bases. Going to get a visit to the mound from Coach Hicks.
So we got a visit to the mound here.
Number 7, Blair Wilson.
See if they're going to change it up, and it looks like they are. I'm not sure.
Tigers. First baseman, number 15, Claire Pritchett.
So that was number 9, Vassar, going into the dugout, along with number 10, Wilson. Couple Cats going into the dugout, along with Ricker, the catcher, and also Shason. So we may have wholesale changes coming up for the Lady Wildcats here, as we will see. We're going to take a timeout. We'll sort it all out when we get right back.
Does your lawn need some TLC? Owned and operated by 3 generations of Wildcats, Held's Turf Farm is your local stop for sod and topsoil since 1971. Whether you need 1 roll of sod, 1 scoop of dirt, or a whole truckload, we have you covered. A new home in your future? Give us a call at 816-540-2020 and set up a quote for new sod installation. Held's Turf Farm is located between Harrisonville and Pleasant Hill and is open 8 to 5 weekdays and 8 to noon on Saturdays.
We've all been there before, needed to deposit a check in our account but nowhere near our bank. That's where Hawthorne's Bank's mobile banking comes in. Simply open your mobile banking app, take a picture of the check, and presto, the check's been deposited. Hawthorne Bank has the big bank convenience with small town roots. So if you want a friendly, quick, and convenient service in a hometown bank, go see our friends at Hawthorne Bank next to Troby's on Plaza Drive.
There is no better way to get in touch with other business owners and potential clients than joining the Harrisonville Area Chamber of Commerce. Come to monthly networking events and grow your business and make new friends. The Chamber is booking now for booths at the Log Cabin Festival October 4th and 5th. So give Bing and the staff a call today and get signed up for all the fun. 816-380-52. There is no better way to get in touch with other business owners and potential clients than joining the Harrisonville Area Chamber of Commerce. Come to monthly networking events and grow your business and make new friends. The Chamber is booking now for booths at the Log Cabin Festival October 4th and 5th. So give Bing and the staff a call today and get signed up for all the fun. 816-380-5271.
All right, so we're back to action. Bases loaded. New pitcher into the game is Shopper for the Lady Wildcats. First pitch right in there for a strike, just what the doctor ordered for the Cats. They need strikes here and keep Nevada off the scoreboard. Bases loaded, nobody out. Tough situation for Shopper to come into. All righty, so here we go. Shopper with the pitch. Downstairs for a ball. Bases loaded, full of Lady Tigers. They lead by 2, trying to extend that lead here.
Shopper's thrown 36 innings.
Swing through that one. And a 2-strike count now to
17 strikeouts, 13 walks for Shopper.
Down the left field line, foul. Will remain 2-strike count. They could use an 18th strikeout here from Shopper, as they need strikeouts. Keep those runners on the base paths. Or anything maybe back to the pitcher or in quickly they can cut off at home. That's what they needed right there. That's the strikeout they needed. And that was Pritchett. She struck out 3 times tonight for Nevada. Gives the Cats their first out. Now here's where you'd love a double play. A little liner back to the pitcher. Come home and back to first for it. Anything you can do to keep that runner at third from scoring. First pitch strike from Shopper.
Boy, getting the first pitch strike over makes such a huge difference on what you can do.
This one's a liner into left field. That'll score 1, and that'll be it. So a quick hit.
Just under the diving glove of the third baseman into the outfield, but just scores 1.
So bases loaded and just scores 1, as Jerry was just saying there. You know, this Thursday night stuff's got me a little bit thrown off here. Is I got a text from my mother-in-law. We have a picks for football every week. And on Thursday night,
I don't have mine in either.
Jerry, you better pull up CBS Sports and get your picks in. So Jerry's also in the pool, and she texted me and said, don't forget to get your picks in. So I just had to text the wife and say, hey, could you please have Braxton do our picks? He usually does a pretty good job. We've already won one week. So
maybe I should have him do mine.
there you go. Bases loaded here. And there's a chopper up the middle, and that gets through. And one run is in. A second one is going to cross the plate, so Nevada has plated 3 here. Chopper with some good pitches, and that one just – baseball has an old saying, a seeing eye single. And right there, folks, that is the definition of a seeing eye single by Harder. As that one bounced over, high chopper over the pitcher's head and right between the second baseman and shortstop. That one in there for a strike. Okay, we got number 2 out there at second base, and I'm looking through, and Hattie Wilson was playing second base. She was number 10. I don't have a number 2 on my roster. So anybody watching at home knows, feel free to let us know. As a fly ball, and they're going to throw to second, and they're going to get the double play. As that was just bad base running right there on Buck's part, as she thought there was 2 outs.
Number 2 shows up here as Alyssa Wilson.
So Alyssa Wilson, okay. So we'll get that down. We'll take a timeout. Cats trail back by a count of 10-5 as we go to the 5th.
Looking for a new modern style place for your wedding? One that won't break the bank? We've got good news for you. Harrisonville's newest event space, the Uptown Event Space, is now booking for events for the holidays and next year. Located across from the Old Cass Medical Center, there's ample parking and space for your next big party, complete with private rooms for the bride and groom to get ready, a kitchen area, and a full catering available. It's time to go to Uptown and book your next event today.
All right, welcome back. We go to the 5th. The Cats trail 10-5. Need to get some of those runs back. You don't want to start running out of opportunities here. As you were in the 5th, you get the 5th, 6th, and I believe the 7th. We never did, I don't know. I thought maybe 6. Jerry thought it went 7, so we'll find out. Jerry's still trying to kill mosquitoes, which is a good thing. Just going through and checking my picks of my son, and I'll tell you what, he does a pretty solid job. So I am kind of proud of him on seeing all these picks here. So the Cats are up.
Now back for Harrisonville, number 7 spot. Number 2, Alyssa Wilson.
So Alyssa Wilson up now for the Cats. First pitch strike in there. Inside for a ball. There's a line shot by Wilson to the shortstop over to first for the out, and one away here in the top of the 5th.
Julia Abernathy.
Mosquitoes. We're out here in mosquito land. So Abernathy up now. Little ball to her. It'll be foul on the first base side. One out here in the fifth. He'll wait the pitch. Fouled back by Abernathy, and she's got a 2-strike count on her. Two strikes to Abernathy, one out, top of the fifth. Cats trail 10-5 to Nevada. Again, fouled down the first base side. Stand up in the van here and stretch. Got a 2-strike count to Abernathy. Swings through that one for strike 3. That is her second strikeout of the night. She is 0 for 3 on the evening. That brings us back to Sosley. Sosley up there. So 2 outs in the fifth for the Cats. Sosley line shot in the gap. Going to get to the right fielder. Around first, she's digging for 2 and going to hold up. She would have been okay if she did go. It caught the edge of the grass, but you got to have base runners in a game like this. You don't want to run into a third out anywhere. It's going to bring us back to the top of the order.
Number 6, Haley Ricker.
Ricker's a hard luck 0 for 3. Last one, a shot to shortstop. Hopefully Jerry's battery's not dead.
I hope not, but I was going to try and get you some light in here.
So here we are. In the fifth, a runner on first. Cats back at the top of the order, and here's a pitch to Ricker. Holds up and takes a strike. There's the pitch, a little slap out in front of the plate. She's going to have to hurry. She's not going to beat Ricker. And 2 on with an out here in, or 2 on 2 outs, I should say, here in the fifth.
Now batting, number 10, Hattie Wilson.
So it brings us to Hattie Wilson. She's got a double. She's flying out to left field and grounded back to the pitcher. Should have doubled her last time up. They could use a double right here. Shows bunt pulls back for a 1-ball, no strike count. Sosley third, Ricker at first. A little infield hit. Upstairs.
In a situation here now and make her throw some strikes. Haven't been around Coach Hicks lately to know if in this type of situation he'll make her throw a strike before she'll be swinging at anything.
So there's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Ball gets away. They throw over to third, and the Cats both move up 90 feet. So that takes away a force out, which in this situation you think, oh, that's not a big deal. But with 2 outs, it's a huge deal. He goes down to a slow roller down to third. They can't just step on third. They're going to have to throw it to first. So comes the pitch. Downstairs.
Thought the pitch before was a little bit low, but she got the bottom part of the zone, so now 3 balls and a strike.
Second and third here for Wilson. A lot of chatter out there. Fouled off. We'll have a full count coming up with 2 outs. This is really where you want to get it in play if you're Wilson, because you'll score 2 if you can get it to the outfield for a hit. Cats trail 10-5.
Getting one on the outfield grass and 2 runs in would definitely be chopping wood that Chad talks about.
And they'll take a walk, and that's just about as good to get you to the middle of that lineup, the 3-4-5. As Meadow Vassar comes up. She walked her last time, but she also has a single in the ball game, has scored a couple of runs for the Cats. 10-5 the score, and the Veda coach out there going to talk things over. And they're going to switch pitchers, so we'll take a timeout and be back right after this.
Buying a house is a full-time job in itself. Why not take the work out of finding your dream home? Go see Carol Looney and her staff at American Heritage Realtors today. Locally owned and members of the community, American Heritage is sure to help you find everything you need in a new home. With insight to local schools, parks, and neighborhoods, they'll match you with everything you want for your dream home. So when the time comes to buy or sell, call American Heritage Realtors at 816-380-6161 or visit them today online at americanheritage-realtors.com.
It's important to have a local bank. Sherwood Community Bank is the area's only locally owned bank. It's nice when your local bank is also up with the times and provides you with internet banking and a mobile banking app. We are all so busy, so sometimes being able to jump online or use an app to transfer funds at the click of a button is the easiest way to bank. So go to one of Sherwood Bank's 4 convenient locations in Urick, Creighton, Garden City, or Harrisonville and set up an account today.
And don't forget to download the Sherwood Bank app.
All right, here's the situation. Cats have bases loaded in the 5th, down by 5. Would like to get some of those runs back here in the 5th. And into the game to pitch here is Leisure, who was at second base. So Leisure going to be the pitcher now.
Now pitching for Nevada, number 3, Maggie Leisure.
So Maggie Leisure goes to pitch.
At bat for Harrisonville, number 9, Meadow Vassar.
So Vassar up there. She's been on twice. Once, actually, she's been on all 3 times. She reached on an error, had a single, and walked. So good bat up there for the Cats in this situation. As Harder went to second base, so I think it's just a straight up switch there. Since fouled out of play over the third base stands. So Abby Harder goes to second. Stepping out of the box for a second is Vassar. Steps back in. 1 strike count to her with the bases full of Lady Cats. Saws it off and almost picked off by the third baseman there on the far side. See if that's a good omen for the Cats sometimes when they can't squeeze those. So a 2 strike count. Vassar going to have to protect 2 outs for the Cats.
get something on the outfield grass or just hit something hard at somebody like we did early in the game makes things happen.
So here we go. Swing and a miss, and that'll end the threat for the Cats in the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth, still 10-5. We'll be back.
Every broadcast team has to look good. The 4T's crew is no different. That's why we trust C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing to outfit us for each broadcast. Offering full-service screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, banners, and more, they can take care of you. When you're looking for a company to make that next shirt, stop looking and call C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing at 660-885-2447 or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Hi, I'm Lacey Dominic.
Hi, I'm Cameron Chenoweth with American Family Insurance.
And as I was saying before I was cut off, I'm Lacey Dominic with Shelter Insurance. As you can see, we're both competitors off the field. However, since we're Harrisonville alums, we both still love the Wildcats and this community.
So if you're looking for hometown insurance from your hometown...
And the Cats do not want to do that. They want to give themselves a shot.
Like to apologize there. I started another commercial playing on Chad there, so he may want to say again what he just did.
All right, go to the bottom of the fifth, and the Lady Cats trail by 5, 10-5 the score. And Nevada up there, Nevada trying to score some runs and make this a quick inning and a game here as they could try to finish it off. Lady Wildcats gotta keep it where it is. You don't want to dig yourself any more of a hole to dig out of as you're running out of outs here with a couple of innings left. Shopper will be back in there. There's a pitch from her. It's downstairs for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to count. And the Hyder, the left fielder, the first hitter here. Strike, 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Welcoming my wife listening to and watching the softball game. That one's to the shortstop. She's not going to have a play on it. So he got right over the glove of Shason over at third.
Number 3, Maggie Leisure.
And Vassar wasn't able to get a throw off to first. So runner at first, nobody out here, and we go to the top of the order, and Leisure up, and they're going to put it down to third. She stops it, fires, and gets the out, I believe, at first. Still waiting. They did call her out at first, so 1 out. Tried to snap throw down to third, couldn't quite get her, so runner at third with 1 out now. And that brings Ost to the plate.
That ball's hit hard at the third baseman, but because it got to her so quick and she is so far in, it's couldn't quite get the handle, so she ended up having to go to first instead of being able to have the opportunity at the double play.
Coach Hicks wanted an explanation there over at third on that snap throw because obviously Bass was over on the first base side to call the out at first base, and he felt like maybe the home plate umpire not in position to make that call over at third. I want to know why it's 48 degrees outside and I've got mosquitoes just swarming in here, Jerry.
I don't know. Sorry.
It's all Jerry's fault. He's got a nest of them in his van here. So runner at third and an out here for Nevada in the bottom of the fifth. That's 2-0 the count as that one was low for ball 2. So 2-0 count. That one's in there for a strike. So 1 ball, or 2 balls, 1 strike to count. So 2-1 count coming up for Nevada. Line shot, base hit down the right field line. That one's going to get all the way to the wall. 1 run is in, and into second base, standing up is Ost. Her first hit of the ball game. She had walked 3 times before that, and she gets an RBI to boot.
That ball was scorched into right field. Going to end up with a double and a run scored.
So a double and a run scored. Now 11-5 the score in the bottom of the 5th inning. And this one into right field as well. They're going to wave another one in. And it is 12-5. And a little seeing eye single, as they'll call it. Another single by Hethman. And she's got a couple of those in the game. 3 singles by Hethman. And it's a 12-5 ball game.
Now batting for Nevada, number 10, Haley Lundeen.
So Lundeen up. She had a triple her last time up. Snap throw to first, not in time. So Lundeen, Pritchett, and Buck do up. Just 1 out here in the 5th. And this is a shot up the middle, another base hit in front of it. Cuts it off back in is Shason. Actually, that was Haley Ricker. They've switched up on me, and this is the one negative of being in the outfield. We can't hear the changes when they made all the changes, but Ricker's in center field now.
That was a nice job by Ricker to keep that ball. That ball was scorched. You're starting to have a dew, which is going to make the ball a little bit skip through. But she did a nice job. Of course, being a catcher, she's down in front of it, kept it in front of her, and holds the runner from first to only getting to second.
And there was nobody on third, correct? So we're still at a 12-5 ball game.
That is correct.
However, at the plate is Pritchett, who is designated the winning run if she was to get on base, with it being 12-5 here in the 5th. So Shopper on the mound, first and second here in the 5th. And put a drive into it all the way to the fence. 1 run is going to score. The second run is held up at third, so it's 13-5. With runners at second and third and 1 out. Winning run at second base for Nevada in the form of Pritchett. Coach Hicks going to come back out. We'll see if we'll have another pitching change here, with it being 13-5.
That line drive just to the right side of Ricker and 1 hop to the fence. She put a good charge in it. Ends up with a double. An RBI double.
And the only thing I wish I had was the year for these girls. What year they were in. I think, and I could be totally wrong here, I think he's got a pretty young squad, does Coach Hicks. But hopefully we get a chance to chat with him after the game. Ball in there for a strike. 13-5 the score. Winning run for Nevada is down at second base. Just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And there's a shot at the second baseman. A run is going to score. They do get an out, so that makes it 14-5. Now the winning run just 90 feet away. So a 14-5 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. And that brings
Now batting, number 9,
Harder up.
Harder.
So Harder could put a ride into this one, get a hit into the outfield. This ball game will be over. Cats trying to get that third out and get to the 6th inning. I was talking to Coach Hicks on Saturday night. I got a chance to talk to him for a little bit, and we talked about the first round of districts last year. They were playing Clinton. They were down 11 or 12 runs to a Clinton team that only had a couple of wins on the year in their district contest, and they scored 19 runs in one inning to come back. In 10-run Clinton. So there was a strike in there. Going to have a similar scenario for the Lady Cats tonight. They obviously don't need 19 runs, but they need a pocket full of them. And this one's down the line. It is just foul. And we'll do it again. 2-strike count coming up. So a 2-strike count coming up for Harder. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Winning run for Nevada, 60 feet away down at third base. Line shot foul back to the screen. And Harder fighting up there against Shopper. Two strikes again, the count to Harder. Here's the pitch, bounces away, and the run is going to score, and that's going to do it as it gets away and bounces down the side for a 10-run rule. Makes it 15-5. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the post-game show, and hopefully for some words from Coach Hicks. We'll be back.
Agent, give me a call. Cameron.
No! Give me a call at 816-380-2700 for a shelter insurance quote today.
Or for the best quote, give me a call at 816-380-3996 for an American Family quote. We know you have options, so we want to team up to give you the best options in insurance.
There is only one place in Harrisonville that you can see every Wildcat game, home or away, on the big screen. That's at Forged by Fire. If you're unable to make the journey to the game, stop in and watch the game with fellow Wildcat fans. Check them out every other night as well during the week with nightly specials and a full menu that is sure to make your mouth water. Forged by Fire is Harrisonville's premier restaurant. And remember, it's your Friday night Wildcat headquarters before, during, and after the game.
What is one of your most precious commodities these days? Time. With kids' events, family events, and everything in between, time is precious. So why drive hours and spend an entire day to save $20? Shop local and find your home appliances right in Harrisonville at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. They deliver and can service any issues that can arise. By doing that, you're putting money right back into the community. So stop wasting family time and go see the staff that treats you like their family at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center on Plaza Drive, right behind Hawthorne Bank. Event spaces come in all shapes and sizes. Finding the one that is just right can be a hassle. Not anymore. The Dickey Cottage is perfect for those extra large family gatherings, birthday parties, baby showers, and more. With a large kitchen to use, a giant dining room for everyone, and a living room area with a big screen, there is sure to be room for everyone to relax and feel right at home. So the next time you need a venue that is just right, call Sonia at 816-925-0588 and book your date today. The Dickey Cottage, the venue place.
Everyone needs a kickstart at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So go see the team at Sonic of Harrisonville to kick away those afternoon blues with an ice-cold soda full of caffeine to kickstart that energy. The best part, 2 to 4 p.m. is happy hour, so you can kick away the cobwebs for half price. And while you're at it, don't forget to grab an afternoon snack with some cheesy bites or jalapeno poppers. Also, go to the4ts.com and sign up for the Wildcat Kick Contest. So kick away those afternoon blues and get to Sonic today.
Everybody loves the old-fashioned drive-in. Well, guess what? Susie Q's has opened up in the Old Peculiar Drive-In location across from the Frog Barn and Peculiar. Go in, get the signature Susie Q, you know, the one that's so big they barely fit in the basket, while you're at it at the Tenderloin. So next time you think, man, I wish I had an old drive-in, remember, there's one 5 minutes up I-49 in Peculiar at Susie Q's.
At Farmers, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a swing set standoff. And we covered it. July 1st, 2015. Talk to Farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Farmers Insurance, Bradley Sainer, in the A-frame at 1808 North Commercial Street in Harrisonville.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Your final score tonight, 15-5. Cats fall in 5 to Nevada. Started good for the Lady Wildcats as they were able to get 2 runs on the board in the first, but Nevada answered back with 2 of their own in the bottom of the first. Then we went to the third, and the Cats got 2 more in the third to take a 4-2 lead, and Nevada answered back that time with 5 of their own to take their first lead of the ball game at 7-4. Cats answered with 1 in the fourth and made it 7-5, but then Nevada tacked on 3 in the bottom of the fourth and 5 in the fifth and win it 15-5. And we'll try to see, I'm going to see if Coach Hicks is going to come out and chat with us or not. And, you know, I talked to him before the game, and I said, plan on it if you want to, but I said if not, you know, anything happens and you just, you know, you want to talk to your girls or whatnot and couldn't get a chance to get out here, I understand that as well. So we will see if Coach Hicks comes out here in a couple of minutes. But I want to thank all of our great sponsors. First of all, we put together new packages this year for the Wildcats and everything, and I think Coach Hicks is coming running this way. So he's actually going to come out here, which will be perfect for us. But our sponsors have been great. Lacey Dominic with Shelter Insurance, Cam Chinna with our good friends at American Family, the Dickey Cottage, Forged by Fire, Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center, Sonic Drive-In, Susie Q, Drive-In and Peculiar, Brad Sainer, Farmers Insurance, Health Turf Farms, Hawthorne Bank, Harrisonville Chamber of Commerce, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, who has us in these nice, heavy shirts tonight, which these pull-ups, which are awesome, as well as Coach Hicks makes his way out here. Uptown Event Space and American Heritage Realtors, along with Sherwood Community Bank. Those are our great sponsors here on Wildcat Athletics, and thank them for going above and beyond. We got Coach Hicks coming on. He's got his headset on. We'll turn him up. And, Coach, obviously not the way you wanted to come out and chat with us tonight, but it was fun to get us out here to see your girls. And I was talking to I was talking to Jerry. He should be Coach anyway. Talking to Jerry, do you have a pretty young squad?
Yeah, we do. We have 3 seniors on the team. Taylor Fordyce, who actually got hit in the thumb, and about the only thing she can do now is run. So it's pretty swelled up. And then Aston Sousley, who played right field and pitched last night, and Meadow Vassar, who played short and third tonight.
Gotcha. Well, like I said, you know, you got a couple of runs in the first, and that's what you want to do as the lower seed. You want to jump on a team early. You got 2 in the first. They answered back with 2 in the first. As a coach, I'll ask you this. I thought, from my perspective, turning point in the game, third inning, you had the 2 runs, and you got the lead runner cut down at third base, maybe ended a big inning for you guys.
Yeah, that was kind of I felt like it was a turning point too, and the third baseman was not going to make a play at the plate, and there was hesitation and confusion, and we ended up getting her cut down, and that kind of turned it just a little bit, but we battled back, and there was a lot of fight in the girls tonight. So.
Yeah, absolutely. They fought back. They, did some good at bats. Even early on in the ball game, that was what I noticed. You guys were fighting off a lot of pitches. Just didn't get those balls to bounce or fall kind of right the way you wanted. Talking before the game, before you guys had got here, I talked to Coach Reeves from Pleasant Hill, and I asked her, I said, give me a little assessment on Nevada, and she said they can hit the ball. And late in the game, they showed they put the ball in play, and they were very patient as well. That was the one thing I noticed from them. They were not taking a lot of pitches. They weren't swinging the bat a lot the first couple innings.
Yeah, we were having a hard time finding a zone there, especially in the first. First leadoff hitter hit by pitch, and then 4-pitch walk, and yeah, you can't. You got to pitch from ahead against a team like that, and make them swing it a little bit and chase. And I was sitting there looking. I'm like, oh, we've already been around twice and going into third inning, and Nevada's only hit through their lineup once. And I'm thinking, well, okay, that's a good sign. But, Nevada's a good team. They hit the ball well, as you saw late in the game whenever they just pulled away from us. And, they're pretty good. You
got the bases loaded in the top of the fifth, too, down by 5. Base hit there, makes it a 2-run game possibly. So, it was right there till the end, and then Nevada – it was one of those things you just saw the snowball effect in the bottom of the fifth, and that happens a lot in baseball or softball. They got a couple of runs, and they start smelling, okay, we can win this one, we can walk it off, and that's what they ended up doing.
Yeah, and I hate to have that clinching run happen on a wild pitch, pass ball, whatever it was called, but you kind of like to see them get a hit and earn it that way, but.
And, the crazy part about that was every ball that's gone to the backstop tonight has bounced right back or just died, and that one somehow took an electric roll all the way down.
It was coming home to the dugout, I think.
But Coach, you're building, you talk about, having a younger team, good experience, getting to the semifinals of district, and it's just something to build on for next year.
Yeah, we finished the year now 8-14, a little short of our goals, the last couple of years. These seniors, their freshman year, we were 3-20, and then their sophomore year, we were 6-20, and then last year we were 11-15, and we're thinking, okay, there's about a 5 or 6 game improvement each year. Let's keep building on that. Another 5 or 6 game, that's going to be 14, 15 wins, and we didn't quite make it. We lost 4 games, 4 very winnable games in tournaments due to weather, and so. I'm not going to say they would have been wins, but they would have been, potential wins there. So, it is what it is, and we had a good year. We built, and hopefully we're going to be building for next year. We'll have a lot of seniors next year, and they, another year of experience under their belt, and we can come out and win that semifinal game and get to the championship game.
Absolutely. Just giving yourself a chance. That's one of the things I always talked about when Coach Mercer was here. He went to 8 district championship games. They won 3 of them, but I said he always gave themselves a shot by getting there, and that's what you guys want to get back and do. So bottom line is you lose tonight, season is over, but you'll rest up, and I know you'll be right back at it within a couple of weeks, probably getting kids ready for some baseball in the springtime.
Yeah, we got to get we got to get this locked down and have a banquet and eat a little Kurzweil's and give out some awards and then get ready for baseball in the spring.
All right, well, I appreciate you joining me tonight. That is Coach Hicks, Dave Hicks of the Lady Wildcat softball team. We're going to take another timeout. We'll be back to wrap it up from Pleasant Hill.
There is only one place in Harrisonville that you can see every Wildcat game, home or away, on the big screen. That's at Forged by Fire. If you're unable to make the journey to the game, stop in and watch the game with fellow Wildcat fans. Check them out every other night as well during the week with nightly specials and a full menu that is sure to make your mouth water. Forged by Fire is Harrisonville's premier restaurant. And remember, it's your Friday night Wildcat headquarters before, during, and after the game.
We've all been there before. Needed to deposit a check in our account, but nowhere near our bank. That's where Hawthorne's Bank's mobile banking comes in. Simply open your mobile banking app, take a picture of the check, and presto, the check's been deposited. Hawthorne Bank has the big bank convenience with small town roots. So if you want a friendly, quick, and convenient service in a hometown bank, go see our friends at Hawthorne Bank next to Troby's on Plaza Drive.
Does your lawn need some TLC? Owned and operated by 3 generations of Wildcats, Held's Turf Farm is your local stop for sod and topsoil since 1971. Whether you need 1 roll of sod, 1 scoop of dirt, or a whole truckload, we have you covered. A new home in your future? Give us a call at 816-540-2020 and set up a quote for new sod installation. Held's Turf Farm is located between Harrisonville and Pleasant Hill and is open 8 to 5 weekdays and 8 to noon on Saturdays.
We've all been there before. Needed to deposit a check in our account, but nowhere near our bank. That's where Hawthorne's Bank's mobile banking comes in. Simply open your mobile banking app, take a picture of the check, and presto, the check's been deposited. Hawthorne Bank has the big bank convenience with small town roots. So if you want a friendly, quick, and convenient service in a hometown bank, go see our friends at Hawthorne Bank next to Troby's on Plaza Drive.
Every broadcast team has to look good. The 4T's crew is no different. That's why we trust C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing to outfit us for each broadcast. Offering full-service screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, banners, and more, they can take care of you. When you're looking for a company to make that next shirt, stop looking and call C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing at 660-885-2447 or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
It's important to have a local bank. Sherwood Community Bank is the area's only locally owned bank. It's nice when your local bank is also up with the times and provides you with internet banking and a mobile banking app. We are all so busy, so sometimes being able to jump online or use an app to transfer funds at the click of a button is the easiest way to bank. So go to one of Sherwood Bank's 4 convenient locations in Urick, Creighton, Garden City, or Harrisonville and set up an account today.
And don't forget to download the Sherwood Bank app.
Go ahead and turn you up. There you go. You're in.
All right, welcome back. Wrapping things up from Pleasant Hill. There's Coach Hicks as he heads out. Wrapping things up, Lady Cats fall 15-5, and that was your final score tonight. Cats in the season, Coach said 8-13 on the year. So the Lady Cats fall. We will be back in action tomorrow night, though. We will be at Oak Grove as the Wildcat football team tries to even its record at 4-4 against the Oak Grove Panthers, and we will have that broadcast. We'll start live at 6:30 tomorrow evening. I want to thank everybody that joined us tonight on the broadcast. We're going to wrap things up and get out of here so we can get home and watch some of the Chiefs game. Again, your final score tonight, 15-5. We'll see you tomorrow night from Oak Grove.